Hi guys, my name is Rachel and today I'm here to do my April wrap up. This is all the books I read in the month of April. So as with every other month this year so far, I read 4 books this month. As of the day I'm filming this, it is Friday 7th of May, which is actually my birthday. So I thought, what better way to spend my birthday than reading and filming a video? So I'm a little bit late filming my April wrap up anyway. So without further ado, let's get straight into the books I read in the month of April. The first book I read in the month of April is The Dead King by Laura Jordan. This is Laura's debut novel. It is like a gothic fantasy romance standalone novel. It is excellent. Laura Jordan is actually Derek Landy's girlfriend. I've mentioned Derek Landy and the Skullduggery Pleasant series countless times on my channel. Laura is actually his girlfriend, so it's so cute. They're like a little power writing couple. I love it. They're so cute. Laura is also a YouTuber. She has a lifestyle channel and a makeup channel. She's so cool. I love her. This was a solid debut novel. I really enjoyed it. So basically this follows our main character Rosalie. One day she gets taken by the Dead King where she has to become his bride. This reminds me a lot of Beauty and the Beast. Like there's like an enemies to lovers type romance, which I loved. Like Rosalie despises the Dead King in the first place because she's basically been taken from her home, taken from her family, and she's basically been forced to marry this guy. It's just so cool. It's such a clever idea. Like honestly, Laura, well done on that concept. I finished this book in like a day or two. It was very hard to put down. It's very engaging and the concept is just brilliant, and I love Beauty and the Beast and it really gave me Beauty and the Beast vibes. I love the Dead King as well. Like I fancy him so much. He was so cool. Like he genuinely loves Rosalie and like she hates him. He's trying to kind of win her over in a way, but it's not just a romance. There is also a very good plot as well. There's also a character who's trying to kill the Dead King. It's just a whole big thing and it's just so good. I would honestly really love more from Rosalie and the Dead King. I would love if Laura wrote some more novels about these two. I just thought they were so adorable, and Rosalie is like so cool. I kind of saw parts of myself in Rosalie. Like she's a confident person and she's strong-minded, but she also has a lot of insecurities as well. And you meet her sister in the beginning before she gets taken by the Dead King, and basically her sister's like gorgeous and amazing and everyone loves her, and Rosalie keeps comparing herself to her sister and just doesn't feel like she's good enough or pretty enough, and it's really sad. But the Dead King genuinely loves her and tries to make her realize how beautiful she is. It's just so sweet. I loved it. I also loved the character Aquila. She's such a cool character. There's a really beautiful quote in this book which I'm absolutely obsessed with. I'm actually going to read out the quote because I just love it so much. It's literally become one of my favorite book quotes now. So it's, "If a daisy spends all day comparing itself to a rose, it will never think itself beautiful. Beauty isn't comparable, it's unique and surprising, and it's there in all of us. You just need to let it live." So I love that quote. It's so beautiful. Oh my god, I love it. Overall, this book was just so much fun. This is definitely an adult book, by the way. There is definitely some adult scenes in this book, which honestly was great. Derek Landy blurbed the back, obviously, being Laura's boyfriend, and he said, "I might be biased, but The Dead King is a sweeping, involving love story that drips with gothic charm, as romantic as it is tragic." I love that. That's so cool. This was just such a solid debut novel. I really hope Laura continues writing more books because I would definitely love to read more by her. Also, she signed it for me, which is really sweet. She said, "Hi Rachel, thank you for supporting me," and then her gorgeous signature down the bottom. She's just so sweet. I will link both her YouTube channels down below. She's so cute, she's so funny, she's hilarious. She's just an amazing person. I really love her and I very much enjoyed this book. So Laura, well done for writing such a solid debut novel. I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of your future books, so please do write more books. So overall, I give this like a 4.75 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. So much fun. I honestly wanted more from it. Like I wanted it to be longer. I was honestly not ready to say bye to these two characters yet, but it was just so much fun. I really enjoyed the romance, really loved the enemies to lovers trope, and really enjoyed Laura's writing. So definitely a very good start to April. Really enjoyed this one. Speaking of Laura Jordan being Derek Landy's girlfriend, the next book I read is Dead or Alive by Derek Landy. This is the newest Skullduggery Pleasant book. It's book 14 15, meaning it's the second last book before the final book comes out next year. As I've said before, I'm going to be a heartbroken mess when the final book comes out. This series has been a part of my life for years, like since I was a kid, and it just makes me so happy. I obviously can't talk about this book in particular because of spoilers, but the general synopsis of the series is that we follow Valkyrie Kane, who is a young Irish girl, and she finds out that she is able to do magic. And she meets Skullduggery Pleasant, who is a skeleton detective, and together they formed one of the most amazing friendships ever and go on all these adventures. And it's just a hilarious, fun, adorable, amazing series ever. Like honestly, it's one of my all-time favorite book series. This book was fantastic. Honestly, I always go into a Skullduggery Pleasant book knowing it's going to be amazing. Like Derek Landy has never ever disappointed me, and this book was the same. I really enjoyed it. There was some very interesting new characters that came up in this book. I won't spoil anything of course, but we are introduced to two characters, Kodak Quell and Cadaver Kane. I won't say who they are, but oh my god, they were so interesting. I wasn't expecting that at all. Super awesome, especially Cadaver Kane. Wow, like that was just such an interesting idea. I did not see that coming at all. I always love Oseman Darkly. I just think he's the sweetest. I think he's adorable. He's just so innocent and pure. Like what an adorable character. I'm so glad that he got introduced to this series because I can't even imagine him not being in this series anymore. Like when I do go back and reread this series next year when the final book comes out, it's gonna be weird not reading about Oseman until like book 10. It's gonna be so strange. He's just such a lovely character. Honestly, I love him so much. And of course, I always love Valkyrie and Skullduggery. Their friendship makes my heart melt into a puddle. Like honestly, it's one of my favorite fictional friendships of all time. I just think they're so sweet. They just depend on each other. They love each other so much, and just their banter, like they're so hilarious together. Even if they're in serious danger, they still find a way to make jokes. It just makes me so happy. This series makes me laugh so much. If I'm in a terrible mood, I will read this series and it just makes me laugh. It makes me smile. It's just a fantastic series. Honestly, I can't stress enough how much I love this series. It's just amazing, and I'm so sad that we've only one book left. Like I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do with my life when book 15 comes out. Like I'm gonna be a mess, guys. I'm actually gonna be so bloody heartbroken. I'm going to miss these characters so much. Honestly, like they mean the world to me. So when book 15 comes out next year, I'm obviously going to read it straight away, and then I want to just reread the entire series because I'm not ready to say bye to these characters yet. Can Derek Landy please just write this series forever? Like I would be happy with that, but obviously not, so I will just have to accept it. I accepted it the first time when we all thought book 9 was going to be the final book, but then he surprised us with more books, so I accepted it the first time, but I don't think I'm ready to do it again. I just want this series to go on forever. Honestly, I have no idea what the final book is going to be like. I have no idea where this series is going to end. Like Derek Landy is very unpredictable, which is one thing I love because I don't know what he's going to do in the final book. He could honestly be brutal and kill off Skullduggery or Valkyrie for all I know. Like I wouldn't even be surprised. But I really hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't kill off any of my favourite characters, but especially not Skullduggery or Valkyrie. Like they have to survive. If he kills either of them off in the final book, I am never gonna be okay. I'm gonna be so devastated, so he better not do that. I'm both looking forward to the final book and also dreading it because I don't want the series to be over and I'm scared, but that's not for like another year, so it's fine. I will mentally and emotionally prepare myself for when book 15 comes out. So overall I gave this 5 stars on Goodreads, not surprised at all. I just absolutely loved it. Just a fantastic second last book to the series. The next book I read in the month of April is Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman. So I read Volume 1 in like February I think and absolutely loved it. As I've said before, it is my first introduction to graphic novels. I've never really given them a try before, and honestly I've loved both Volumes 1 and 2 so much, so it's made me want to get into more graphic novels. This is just a fantastic series. Basically it follows our main characters Charlie and Nick, who are two young boys who go to the same school, and they build a friendship which eventually turns into love, and it's just so sweet. This book in particular is very much about Nick kind of discovering his sexuality and like learning to accept it, because we know from the beginning of Volume 1 that Charlie is like openly gay in his school. Like everyone knows he's gay, but everyone just assumes Nick is straight. So this is him just coming to terms with his sexuality and learning to accept it and learning to be open about it to the people in his life. And Charlie is just so patient. Like it's so sweet. Like they're only like 15 15 and yet they have such a mature relationship. Like, their communication is on point. Honestly, these two 15-year-old boys have better communication than a lot of adults I've read in books or even adults in real life. They're just so mature for their age, and they're just so good together. They have such a healthy relationship. They're just always there for each other, and they build each other up, and they support each other, and they just make my heart melt into a puddle. Honestly, they're adorable. I can't stress enough how much I love this series so far. As I've said before, it's being made into a Netflix TV series, so I'm very much looking forward to that, and I really hope they don't ruin it. So this was just fantastic. Volume 4 just came out, so I really want to dive into Volume 3 very soon and then get Volume 4. I read this in one sitting. It's very easy to just binge it. It's just so quick and easy and adorable and engaging and gripping and exciting and amazing. I will hopefully get to Volume 3 now in the month of May, but then I might hold off a little bit before diving into Volume 4 because I just don't want this series to be over yet. This was just so beautiful. I love the artwork. Nick's dog, Nellie, is just so cute. I'll actually see if I can get a picture of her. It might be hard to find. Yay, I found one. I don't know if you can see it. There's Nellie at the bottom, the dog, Nick's dog. She's so cute. Oh, I just love her. Yeah, the artwork is beautiful. The characters are just wonderful, and I really am enjoying this series. So I gave this 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. Fantastic. Cannot wait to dive into Volume 3. The final book I read in the month of April is The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan. This is the 3rd book in the Wheel of Time series. As I've said before, the Wheel of Time series is a 14-book long epic fantasy series. It's amazing. I'm currently reading book 4. I'm only about 100 pages in, but really enjoying that. I still think I liked book 2 slightly more than this one, but I still really enjoyed this one. One thing I loved about this book is that the 3 women, Nynaeve, Elaine and Egwene, are just becoming stronger and more confident in themselves, and they're really growing on me more and more. I've always loved Nynaeve since book 1. She's always been super strong and confident and strong-minded, but Elaine and Egwene in particular I wasn't crazy about when we were first introduced to them. Especially Egwene, I didn't like her in book 1, but actually in books 2 and 3 I can just see her becoming stronger and just becoming a more independent woman, and I love that. So really loving the women in this series. One thing I was surprised by, and this isn't necessarily a spoiler, but Rand is barely in this book, and there's not really any particular reason for it. He's just barely in it. So that was surprising because I always picture him as being like the main protagonist, but yeah, he was barely in it. So I kind of like that. Surprisingly, and I'm very surprised by this, Matt really grew on me in this book. I did not like Matt in book 1 and 2. I found him very annoying, and I just found him really stupid. Honestly, he was just so frustrating to read about. But then this one, he actually didn't really annoy me that much, and I actually enjoyed his chapters and enjoyed his journey and what he was doing and where he was going, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. So I'm hoping he stays that way. I'm hoping he doesn't go back to being a hated character by me in the later books, but so far I'm actually quite liking him. I am very much surprised by that, so that's a good thing. That's the one thing about this series I've noticed so far, is that because it's such a long series and because there are so many different characters, your favourite and least favourite characters are just changing all the time. I loved Lan in the first book. He would have been my favourite character, but now I think Perrin is my favourite, and I used to hate Egwene and Matt, and now I really like both of them. So it's just so interesting. Like, you just don't know where this series is gonna go and where your heart is gonna be with these characters, and it's just, I love that so much. It's just a really unpredictable series. Like, I have no idea what direction this series is gonna go. I've no idea, and I like that because I don't want to know. I want to be surprised. So this was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. As I said, I'm currently on book 4, so I'm very much loving that so far. I think book 4 is actually the longest in the entire series. It's over 1,000 pages, whereas this was only like 650 pages. So it's quite a long book, but I am enjoying it so far from the little bit I've read, and I cannot wait to see where the rest of this series goes. So I gave this 4 stars on Goodreads. I feel like I'm holding off on giving any of these books 5 stars because I'm waiting for that one. I know there's going to be one at least in the 14 book series that's just gonna like blow my mind, you know? So I'm kind of holding off on giving any of them 5 stars yet, because I just know there's gonna be one that I'm like, this is it. This is the 5 star. Out of all the 14 books, this is the 5 star book for me. While I have enjoyed the first 3 books so far, they're just not quite 5 stars, but I am enjoying them immensely. Really love these characters. They're just so amazing. I'm really attached, and I'm very much excited to see where the story goes, because I honestly do not know. So that is it for my April wrap wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. Overall, April was like a really solid reading month. Like every book I read was like 4 or 5 stars, so it was really great in terms of quality. Also, I'm a little bit late saying this, but thank you so much for over 200 subscribers. Like I'm really so happy with that. Like honestly, when I started this channel back up in January, I was not expecting to even get 100 subscribers, never mind like over 200. So thank you so much. You've no idea how much it means to me. It just makes me so happy. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. If I get to 300 subscribers, I do plan on doing a giveaway on Twitter, so you know, tell your friends. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like, please give me a like and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely day. Slán live!